So one of the most interesting things of prayer, the Torah teaches us, actually the Kabbalah teaches us, is that the soul of a human being is not one thing. It is actually comprised of 5 different states or 5 different levels. And these 5 levels are mirrored in the morning prayer. And it's very empowering to know what these levels are. So the base level of our soul is called nefesh, and this is the part of the soul that keeps us alive and vivifies us. It actually lives in the blood that pumps through our heart, and it gives our body life. And because of that, it is very involved with our survival. It needs food, it needs acknowledgement, it needs a place to live. It's very involved with our basic physical needs, and that's our physical being. And if we move upwards, you can actually see it as it moves up into our being. The next level of soul lives in our heart, and it's called ruach. Ruach is like the wind, and our heart can be quite tempestuous. It can be stormy or calm. We have many emotions within us at the same time. But it's really our seat of feeling and of love. And so this level of our soul, when it comes to the prayer, is about singing and feeling love for the universe and for each other. And then we move upwards to our intellect, which is called the neshama, and that is the part of our soul that can distinguish between, it's the moral seat of ourselves. We can learn what is truth and what isn't truth, and we can discern things, and we can actually be influenced by other people's opinions and knowledge. That's neshama. Those 3 are all within our body. And then we have a level of our soul called chaya, which actually lives outside our body. And this is the seat of our intuition. It is almost like it's the auric field that surrounds us. It's somewhat of a higher level of soul, and it has awareness of much greater things than our intellect, our heart, and our physical body. And if we can trust this level of chaya, it feeds us with knowledge of each of our soul prints, which is very unique. And then the highest level of our soul is called yechida, which means one. Yachid means unique and singular. This is the part of our soul that is connected to the divine at all times. It's connected in the oneness of being. It is almost like a drop of water which sinks into the ocean of oneness and becomes part of it. So these are the 5 levels of the soul which are mirrored and reflected in the prayer book. One of the first prayers in the nefesh section, as we are establishing our physical being, as we're coming into prayer, there's something that you can say as you enter the space. And I've written it here as, I enter the sacred space in song, psalm, and prayer. May my body be open, my heart uplifted, my thoughts clear, and my soul like the eagle's soar. And we go into the first prayer, which is called Elo'hai Neshama, which is the renewal of my soul. And it says, my soul is breathed into me from the one above, created in wholeness, fashioned in purity, and preserved in holiness. May my eyes see the beauty in all things, and may my deeds know the gift of compassionate righteousness. And this blessing describes the descent of the soul from its source in the divine sublime purity in the spiritual realms above. And it mentions 4 levels that we spoke about of the 5 levels of the soul. You have breathed it or infused it into me, you have fashioned it, you have created it, and it is pure. And these levels also correspond to God's name, the transcendent name of the Yud, the Hey, the Vav, and the Hey. Each level mirrors one of those letters. The intent of this blessing is to connect my soul, as it resides in the body, with its spiritual source above. This connection endows my soul with the power to carry out its mission in the world, refining my body and surrounding environment, transforming them into a dwelling for the divine. With this prayer, I align my intentions and actions with the most valuable aspects of life before each day begins.